Hello world, hello world. Welcome back to my channel. Call me Biz. Norm Macdonald. Ugly Jokes Compilation. Shout out to Norm Macdonald. It looks like this was from his weekend update. The last one I did, I think, was the fat jokes. That was pretty cool. Yo, Norm is relentless, man. He be taking shots. Yo, I do have more Norm coming on this channel. I know I haven't been doing too much Norm Macdonald. I've been doing mostly Louis C.K. I'm trying to give y'all a variety. Let me know other comedians y'all want me to mix in there. I don't like doing the same thing over and over again. I don't know if y'all could tell. I tend to mix it up a lot. But shout out to Norm, man. These compilations are funny. Anyways, if you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button, like the video if you like the video, leave a comment, let me know that you were here. I do appreciate it. No more ghost watching. Let's get it.
In a highly unusual ruling, the California State Supreme Court declared this week that O.J. Simpson attorney Alan Dershowitz is, quote, one ugly bastard. Meanwhile, Simpson Dream Team attorney Alan Dershowitz was back in the news this week, and good Lord is he ugly. Take a look at the guy. I mean, this is an ugly guy. No two ways about it. An ugly character. All right. It was reported this week that Simpson prosecutors Marsha Clark and Chris Darden often passed sexually explicit notes back and forth at the trial. Notes which discussed each other's, quote, turn-ons. And according to the notes, both Darden and Clark are turned on by the same freakish thing, Alan Dershowitz.
Yo, you must got beef with Alan.
Last week at a dramatic press conference about the crash of TWA Flight 800, ABC News correspondent Pierre Salinger displayed a document which he believes is proof that the jet was shot down by a U.S. Navy missile. Later, he proudly showed reporters his solid gold Rolex that he bought on the street for just $15. That's one ugly bastard, isn't it? Washington Power to some Mary Madeline and James Carville are expecting their first baby in July. No one knows if the baby will be a Democrat or a Republican, but doctors are sure of one thing. It will be weird looking.
Mostly because of him.
Leona Helmsley fired a maid this week for stealing her Victoria's Secret lingerie. And you think she looks hot here, huh? Imagine, if you would, with the... This week, President Clinton made history when he nominated Madeleine Albright to be first female Secretary of State. Responding to critics who say that she is not the best choice, the president insisted, quote, she looks a lot better after a couple of drinks. Meanwhile, Republican hopeful Phil Gramm says that Bob Dole should not get the nomination because he backed President Clinton's plan to send troops to Bosnia. Dole responded that Gramm should not be nominated for president because, well, look at him. Take a gander at the fella. Incidentally, Ms. Maston will be represented in her civil suit by feminist attorney Gloria Allred, who is also quite unattractive.
What that got to do with it? She's not that bad.
No box of chocolates, that one. The most famous vineyard in France, Chateau Mouton Rothschild, has been getting complaints about a new wine label which features a sketch of a naked woman. It should be noted, however, that the sketch is of Sally Jesse Raphael.
Look how he's...
Nobody wants to see that. For the fifth year in a row, People magazine has named John F. Kennedy Jr. one of its 50 most beautiful people. Meanwhile, Big Red Nose magazine has named Ted Kennedy one of its 50 faces most ravaged by drink. Former Interior Secretary James Watt was indicted this week for still having a large light bulb-shaped head.
It's a big idea.
To discourage worship of the Dalai Lama, the Chinese government has banned all photos of the exiled Tibetan leader, except for this photo from the 70s.
Oh, you know,
And filmmaker Ken Burns announced that following his baseball series, his next documentary project will be a 12-hour, 8-part history of the dorky haircut. The first deaf Miss America, Heather Whitestone, was crowned last week in Atlantic City. Although completely deaf, she is an expert lip reader. Personally, I don't think she's that pretty, you know. Not my cup of tea. According to an obscure 14th century law, British Army Captain James Hewitt could be hanged for having an affair with Princess Diana. The punishment for having sex with Princess Diana is death. The punishment for having sex with Princess Anne is having sex with Princess Anne. Senator Strom Thurmond, at 94, the oldest person ever to serve in Congress, has been hospitalized this week with a bout of the flu. Doctors who examined the senator thoroughly got kind of nauseous. No matter how hard he tries not to, House Speaker Newt Gingrich just continues to scare the bejesus out of little kids. In a recent interview, tenor Luciano Pavarotti says that he is so in love with his new girlfriend that he likes to run nude on the beach with her. Read all about this in this month's issue of Things That Make Me Vomit. That picture makes me vomit as well. A new development in the Marv Albert story. This week, his accuser, Vanessa Perhatch, decided to go public, allowing news agency to print her name and picture. Following the publications of the photograph, legal experts were left wondering, who was the real victim?
Yo, that's so fucked up. Imagine being that ugly.
Not easy on the eye. Well, it's official. Sportscaster Marv Albert, convicted last month on assault and battery charges, will serve no jail time. But the big story was outside the courthouse, where the second accuser from his trial, Patricia Maston, showed her face in public for the first time. This new development had legal experts asking once again, who was the real victim here? A celebrated Hollywood cosmetic surgeon whose clients include Michael Jackson, Phyllis Diller, and Joan Rivers has been accused of fondling patients while they were under anesthesia. The case has legal experts wondering, who is the real victim here? This week, a milestone in rock music. R.E.M. drummer Bill Berry has announced that he is quitting the band. Berry, who has been with R.E.M. for 17 years, says the decision to leave was entirely mutual between himself and his giant eyebrow. They talked it over and they decided it was best for both of them. An extremely rare albino lobster found recently in Maine will not end up on a dinner table, but will instead live out its days in a private aquarium. The lobster has already been flown from Casco Bay to Texas, where it will be lovingly cared for by rock legend Johnny Winter.
Shout out to Johnny Winter.
Finally, in entertainment news, there are rumors that actor Don Johnson is dating 71-year-old San Francisco socialite Denise Hale. An observer who spotted the couple necking in a restaurant will have trouble getting an erection for the rest of his life. Well, finally, the Guinness Book of World Records announced this week that Gul Mohammed of New Delhi, at 22.8 inches tall, is the shortest man in the world to have Eddie Murphy's head. Earlier today, the biggest auction ever of Beatles memorabilia took place in Tokyo. Among the one-of-a-kind items on the block were Paul McCartney's birth certificate, a white Mercedes-Benz owned by John Lennon, and rarest of all, a photo of George Harrison not looking haggard. Have you ever seen one when you think about it? In a recent interview, Paul McCartney confessed that Bob Dylan turned the Beatles on to marijuana. In return, George Harrison turned Dylan on to looking old and haggard.
Yo, they look so much the same. That's crazy.
I've never seen a picture of George Harrison not haggard.
He's somewhere, but he's be-haggard. He's like beleaguered and haggard. Like he's haggard with a beleaguered
Be-haggard?
Yeah.
I want the new people. Hey, guess what? There's a young girl that's middling attractive that swears a lot. Let's get her. Right? Is that the new fucking thing?
Yeah.
Sarah Silverman, hysterical.
Right.
Who's funnier than her?
Sarah Silverman.
No, except dudes. But,
Nobody.
but I think she spawned these other ladies.
She's cool.
Yeah,
I like
but they
Sarah.
forget that she's funny, and they think the whole point is just to be
Semi-hot.
attractive, and then talk about sucking cock. And
You
do
got to
crazy
show a
shit.
lot of leg.
That's the
You
shtick.
got to show a lot of leg with
Yeah,
little
yeah,
skirts on, and then talk about sucking cock
Yeah.
and manipulating balls
Yeah.
with your hand, and it's hysterical.
Bring back Phyllis Diller. Some ugly old bag. Rosemary.
Rosemary.
Those are the funny ladies.
Wow. Whoa, that is old.
The funny ladies always used to be ugly old bags.
Yeah.
Or Roseanne. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this: of all
That
the
fucked
people
up why Roseanne caught
that
us
you've
straight.
ever interviewed over the years, how many people would you say you've interviewed?
40,000.
40,000.
Yeah, figure 40 years, about 1,000 people a year.
40,000 guests. Now, who
Oh, that's
was
Norm.
the physically ugliest guest you ever encountered? The ugliest.
Ugliest.
The Elephant Man. You ever interview the Elephant Man?
No, we tried,
He was ugly.
but we didn't do. We almost had Siamese twins once.
Really?
Didn't do them.
You're saying Siamese twins are ugly?
They were connected at the head.
And that's
That would
not,
have been difficult.
not attractive
Not
to you?
No.
Would you marry a Siamese twin?
Now stop that. I didn't come here to be insulted.
No, but so,
All right.
so you never interviewed
I'm
the
trying to
Elephant
think if you asked a good... No, I did not interview the Elephant Man. I'm trying to think of the ugliest man I have ever interviewed. The ugliest man. Who's the guy who produces Saturday Night Live?
Lorne Michaels.
That's the man.
Yes, I've met him. He is a
Hard to look
tremendously- Not easy on the eye.
No, not. Hard to interview people like that.
Not easy on the eye. So you're saying, Larry King, that you find conjoined twins ugly.
At the head, yes.
At the head, they're ugly.
At the hip, they're not ugly. But
hip-
at the head, it's grotesque.
It's grotesque.
Oh,
Don't
it's
you think it's
grotesque.
grotesque?
No, I find all humans beautiful.
He lied.
Larry, that's why we love you.
In a recent interview, Jane Pauley recalled how back in the 70s, she coined the phrase bad hair day. In another recent interview, Larry King recalled how back in the 70s, he coined the phrase bad face day.
It's hilarious because they showed the clip with him and Larry King, and then they showed him roasting Larry King. Everybody get a bullet. Those jokes were cool. I like the fact that nobody's safe. Everybody gets a clip. What he was saying about women comedians is true. Like, I find that my favorite women comedian, they're not that attractive. Because the attractive ones, they only talk about the same thing. I like Wanda Sykes. There was this girl that was going viral. She like this tall, skinny white girl, and she got kind of like blonde, curly hair. I forgot her name. I like Kristen Wiig, but she's not a stand-up comedian. She's just hilarious. I like Maya Rudolph. I guess they're attractive. What I'm saying is, certain women comedian, I feel like they think being witty is just being overly sexual and explicit, and they all kind of seem to fall into that same thing. So I went out on a date and I sucked a dick today. She's edgy, she sucks dicks. It's like, okay. But it's like, it gets cringy after a while. But there are a lot of funny women comedians though. I feel like I like women actors more. Like, there's some GOAT level women actors. As far as comedians, I feel like they don't give themselves enough range, you know. They all get stuck into that same, and it's very noticeable because there's only a few of them, so it's very noticeable. I like Nikki Glaser. She's been one of my favorites lately. She's tough. But yeah, shout out to Noam Macdonald, man. Noam Macdonald, he just goes in, man. That first dude, OJ's lawyer, I didn't even know that was part of OJ's team. OJ had like the fucking Avengers of lawyers. I didn't even know who that dude was till now. And I've seen a couple of the OJ documentaries. I only know about the Kardashian dude, and, you know, whatever. But anyways, y'all let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. Also, let me know what's next from Norm Macdonald, and I got you. He got several of these clips. Actually, there's one. It says 11 minutes of Norm Macdonald roasting OJ, so I might watch that one next. All right. If you made it this far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you like the video. Leave a comment. Let me know that you were here. And I will see y'all in the next one. And guess what? You better be there. Peace.